Hey, what's up? I'm Zach from American Authors, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
How's it going, dude?
What's up, man? Doing well. How you been?
I'm doing good, man. Day 2 of the tour. It's an intimate setting this time around.
Day two of the tour. Yeah, man. We're stoked. We're out here, and it's been really cool because all the venues are like anywhere from like 2 to 500 cap, which is it's a bit smaller for us, but we're premiering a lot of the new albums, so it's really cool. You know, a lot of the diehard fans are coming out, and first time that they're hearing the music, first time that we're playing the music, so we're stoked.
This is one of those tours where you know they're here for you, not for anybody else in the bill.
Dude, which is nice because while we were recording the album, we did so many of these like weird private shows for different like corporations and all these things, and like sometimes those can be quite soul-sucking, where it's like people out there are just like at the bar, there's the one dude in the back just like fist pumping, but it's like, so this is it's a really nice change of pace.
Yeah. Now you debuted, like you mentioned, you're debuting new music on this tour. So what was the first night, last night? What was that like with the fans? How did they take in that new music?
First night it was nerve-wracking. It was like the first time that I think we've really felt nervous in a while.
Really?
Because this is our first time playing the songs. Like we just learned them 3 days ago.
That's crazy.
So yeah, man, it was a bit nerve-wracking, but like once we got up there and really felt the energy of the crowd, it was just a whole different thing, and it was amazing, and people reacted really well, and we couldn't be happier, man. The set all flowed nicely together too, which is nice. It makes our job easier because now it's like, cool, it worked.
Now going into this second album that's coming May 13th, knowing that your debut album was gold certified, does that really is that really like more pressure for you guys?
You know what it is? It's more so kind of the pressure of following up such a big single. You know, with Best Day of My Life, it was just, that was so huge for us, where it's still the kind of thing where people are still getting to know the band. Right. So, you know, I guess the only thing that I could say is, there's always going to be pressure on the second album. Yeah. But we feel so excited with this. Like, for us personally, like this is some of the best songwriting we've ever done, and it's just some of the best work that we've ever created, and we're just excited to share it with the world.
Now, what is it about this record that like you mentioned, it's the best songwriting that you guys have done? Is it because of the experience you guys have done on tour? Is it because you've toured with certain people like One Republic, for example? Maybe you got some pointers from Ryan Tedder, who's a big deal in the writing community.
Dude, yeah, I mean, you know, we'd be lying if we said that, you know, we haven't always been influenced by Ryan Tedder, and then to be on tour with One Republic was awesome. But yeah, I think it's half of it is just learning and now kind of knowing the ropes a little better. But then it's also just about kind of how much we've grown as people and artists and songwriters, and also how hard we worked on it, because we do know that there's pressure. So even when we had enough songs to complete an album, we didn't stop. We took the next few months and we just kept writing every single day and working our asses off, man, just to get the best songs that we could, and we really feel like we got them.
And that must be tough too, because I'm sure every time you write a new song, you're going to trash another song because it's not up to par.
And it's crazy because now that we've turned in the album and, you know, pre-order comes out on Friday, it's like we're still writing, and we've been on such a roll that now we have even more new songs where we're like, can we go back and maybe take off this one and put on this new one that we just wrote 2 days ago, which isn't even finished at all, but it's like, so it's kind of like, that's always going to happen, but we're excited with the 12 songs that we picked and put together for the album.
Now, the first record, you guys went into the studio with Shep Goodman. Are you guys doing the same thing with this one, or who did you guys work as far as producing?
Yeah, we did. So we did the whole album with Shep Goodman and Aaron Aceta again. We did also work with some other people, though. We worked with Captain Cuts, who are good friends of ours. Our buddy Kevin Fisher, he goes by Sweet Talker. He's also a buddy of ours. We did some songs with Frequency, Scott Harris. I'm trying to think of who else. It's basically like, so we worked with a few other producers on this album, which was a lot of fun and really cool. We still brought Shep in, and, you know, we all kind of worked it together at the end of the day, but man, that was great. We really kept it family too. You know, it's not like, we didn't really go to like any like random strange people that we didn't know at all. It was really still an internal thing, which is nice.
Now, what is it about Shep that you guys wanted to come back to him?
You know, we didn't completely mess up the first album, so, you know, why fix something if it ain't broken? That was the thing. It wasn't about changing and fixing anything from the last album. It was about how do we grow and progress from there. Because for me personally, I hate it when a band comes out with a second album and it's just completely different from the first. And we didn't want to do that, but we're not in that place anymore. You know, when we wrote Best Day and Believer and a lot of the early songs from that was like 3+ years ago now. So it was like, we've definitely changed as musicians and our songwriting and kind of what we're into now. So
for this record, can you say there's a theme to the record, or?
Yeah, it's the theme is cool because with the first album, the whole idea, the album was called Oh What a Life. And a lot of the songs really did kind of touch on where we've been and what we've gone through to get to where we're at today and kind of all that struggle coming up. This new album is much more about now and the present and kind of everything that we're going through from like our relationships and how we function from coming off of tour and getting back in with our family and our friends back home to to everything in between and where we want to go in these dreams and aspirations that we still have, even though we've had the success. And with that being said, this album's called What We Live For.
Okay. And with, like you mentioned, there's dreams you guys still have, even though you guys experience a ton. And to the fans out there, it seems like it just happened quickly. Yeah. But you guys have been around for quite some time.
Yeah.
So what is it that you guys ultimately want to succeed as far as American Authors go?
I mean, we just want to keep getting better. Better songwriters, better performers, be able to take our show to the next level production-wise and share our music with as many people as possible. Arenas, stadiums, bigger, explosions, pyro. It's like, it's been our dream since little kids, so we got to see it all the way through.
Well, I'm curious to see how you guys are in a smaller setting now, because your stage performances are insane. So, I mean, when you have a big stage, you actually make use of the whole stage.
Yeah.
So now that it's something smaller, like, I'm curious how that's even going to look.
Dude, yeah, it's pretty cramped up there, but it's really good, and it's still a lot of fun, and we got a lot of new tricks, and it's awesome, man. Like, just from the first night alone, it felt really good, so I'm excited to keep going on this tour.
Sweet. Now, the lead track for this record is Pride. Yep. Can you talk a little bit about Pride?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I kind of touched on it for a second, but Pride is definitely that song where it's like we got off the road and we came back and, no longer. We've been gone for so long that we're no longer the people that our friends call anymore because they just expect us to be out of town. And, like, it's kind of like coming back to your neighborhood, and what do? How do you adjust back into those relationships with your friends and your family, and kind of, especially living in Brooklyn, things are changing so quickly, and just kind of feeling lost in your home. And that's really what that song's about, and just kind of not really letting that get to you and kind of pushing through those hard times.
Got it. Now, this record drops May 13th. Don't forget that you have to pre-order it this Friday.
This Friday, yeah, it's cool because you pre-order this Friday and you'll get the title track, What We Live For, which is a freaking awesome song, man. We did that song with Captain Cuts, and they did Shut Up and Dance and a bunch of really cool stuff. So awesome producers, and it's one of our favorite songs on the album. What
is it about this album that's different from your previous work?
This one, man, so the first album we were really experimenting with a lot of new instruments, which we still have. We still have mandolin, we have banjo, we still have a lot of the same things. But with this one, one of the big things was we kind of, refound our love for piano. So there's a lot of piano on this album. We kind of took our vocal harmonies to the next level, like tons of choirs and vocal samples, and we tried to do a lot with the voice, which is really cool. That was a lot of fun to work on. And then also, man, biggest thing, we got a ballad. American Authors' first ballad on an album, which we're pretty stoked about.
I am excited to hear that.
Yeah, we're playing it on the tour, and it killed last night, so.
I'm excited to hear that. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, dude. I appreciate your time. You guys check out American Authors. This is Zach. This is Robert signing out here on Front Row Live Entertainment. Catch them on tour now.
Peace.